Hi, I'm Dr. Shikha Sharma, and today I'll be telling you a little bit about how the human body actually gets its energy. But firstly, I must give you an introduction about who I am. So, I'm a trained allopath medical doctor from one of the top institutes of India, Delhi, which is Maulana Azad Medical College. But having worked in preventive healthcare and spending most of my time in looking at how nutrition can impact preventive healthcare, I discovered a startling discovery. A startling thing came to my uh, my knowledge when I started going deep into Vedas. So, as few of you already know, that our company believes in Vedic nutrition. What is Vedic nutrition? It is the nutrition as defined in the Vedic texts. A lot of people think Vedic nutrition means being vegetarian. A lot of people think Vedic nutrition means no alcohol. But that's not true. Vedic nutrition is a scientific nutrition, which, if I say in very simple terms, is nutrition according to your genetic profile. But today I'm not going to be talking about Vedic nutrition, but something else which is very startling and very interesting, which I discovered in the Vedas. Now, what I discovered in the Vedas is that food actually only provides very little energy. I know you're surprised, but let me give you some medical data. If a person gets no food for 35 to 40 days, then that person is likely to die. If a person gets no water for 3 days, then that person is likely to die. But if a person doesn't get air or oxygen for a couple of minutes, the person will definitely die. So, what does it tell you? Where is our energy coming from? Is it really food which we can live without even for as long as 30, 35 days? Is it water which we can still live without for 3 days? Or is it the breath which we can't live even without a couple of minutes? And that is the secret of the Vedas which was revealed, which means our body runs on breath or oxygen. And that is what is fueling our body. That is what is giving us energy. That is what is really driving the human race. Then most people might think, then what is food doing inside our bodies? So let me give an analogy. According to the modern times, of course, that was not given in the Vedas, but this is the analogy I've chosen for the modern times. Let's look at a copper wire which transmits electricity. Is the copper wire transmitting the life force or the electrical energy, right? That electrical energy is going into the copper wire. Or let's look at another example. Your phone, it's getting charged by electricity. And once it's charged, the software comes alive. Without charge, the phone looks dead. The phone is dead. That's what we say. The phone just died. Eerie that we use the same terminology for a phone as we use for a human being, that the phone just died. But it's very eerily, but it's the same principle. The phone is living and doing its functions because it's charged by that electrical energy. Now, suppose if there is a problem in the charging point in your phone, what will happen? The phone will not charge, or it will charge intermittently and it will be low energy. So, now let's take this analogy back to our human body. This human body is made from raw material, which is food. And the human body then becomes capable of transmitting this energy, the breath energy, throughout the body and works on that breath energy. But when we have food which has chemicals, artificial flavor, and other additives, this energy starts getting blocked in our bodies. This energy cannot flow as it's intended to. This energy cannot move as it's intended to. So the raw material, like a copper wire, is our body. If this wire or if this body is made from pure, authentic raw material and not adulterated raw material, the body functions well. But the moment there's adulteration in this body, which I have given an analogy of a copper wire, then the flow gets disrupted. And when the flow is disrupted, it starts with tiredness, fatigue, which leads to overeating, craving, which leads to disruption of the entire flow. Now, you might think this is just random thoughts. But if you really see the human body in all traditional systems, which is Tibetan, Chinese, Indian, is said to have the 7 major chakras. 7 major chakras. What are chakras? Chakras is a Sanskrit word for wheels, but this is basically the energy power centers. When the energy flows, these power centers distribute energy throughout the body. Now imagine these power centers are distributing the energy, but the raw material of the body is not right. It is full of toxin, it's full of chemicals, it's full of pesticides. What will happen? The energy flow will get imbalanced. And that's exactly what's happening. The more and more we are eating foods which are full of artificial things, the more and more this energy balance is getting disrupted. So, what really is critical for us to understand that the role of foods is to make this body as a superconductor of life force, as the best conductor of life force, and let it flow in the body as it's meant to be. And therefore use only pure, clean, genuine, authentic raw material to build this body, which is food. And if we do that, the energy can flow well. The energy is also not only, like I've only spoken in terms of energy for doing our work and other things, for living. No, and this energy is also intelligent energy. This intelligent energy also is responsible for healing. And that is why, that's the second part, that when this intelligent energy gets blocked, the healing in our body gets disrupted. And that is why it's very critical that our bodies should be the superconductors for this life energy and this intelligent life energy, which both has the intelligence and the energy which can do healing as well as run the body. In the next video, I'll be talking about what these super chakras or these power centers, what do they mean? What are these power centers all about? And how is each power center connected to a disease? And that is very critical for us to understand. The more we understand our body as a holistic body, we can interconnect pranayam, breathing, breath work, food, yoga, stretching, movement, emotions in a coherent manner. Otherwise, they're all different sciences. People jump from science to science and argue with each other. But they're all interconnected sciences. But the fundamental is how the energy works in a body which is born from the Prakriti or the nature or the earth ecosystem and goes back into Prakriti or nature and earth ecosystem when this energy finally leaves the body, which is death. So in the next video, I'll be talking about how to understand the body, the energy, and these 7 major power centers and what can disrupt them, what can energize them. So keep watching, and I'm happy to get your comments. If you disagree, that's also fine. But definitely, what is important is to get a new perspective.